Hello everyone and welcome back to Farmer Joe Homesteading. This update will probably be a bit more of a quick one than normal. There's a couple things that I have noticed in the last few weeks that I have forgot to mention, just names of new animals and such. And I also, it has been berry week. We have picked 4 gallons of raspberries, 3 gallons of currants, and about a gallon of Saskatoons this week. So it has been quite crazy. We have been keeping very busy with berry season, which means I haven't had a lot of time to focus on this. So here is this week's update. So we managed to make a strawberry patch this week and get some strawberry plants in it. So we've got a patch here in front of the greenhouse that's doing quite well. And then we have this whole patch over here on the other side of the greenhouse where we've got 4 rows right now. There will be a video coming out on how we did the no-till method for our strawberry patch, and that'll come out on Monday. So make sure that if you aren't already, you subscribe to our channel so that you can see our updates and never miss a video. The garden is still doing amazing. If you didn't happen to see our video that just came out this week on no-till gardening, make sure you check it out. Just in the last few days with the extreme heat we've been having, the garden is just going nuts. There are tons, like the zucchinis are just filled with zucchini flowers and little zucchinis, and the pumpkins are overtaking everything. You can see there's a broccoli sticking up in the broccoli patch there. The Swiss chard is huge. I need to start harvesting it this week. Our kale and spinach are finally really starting to take off. The peas over there are starting to really vine out. We even got some pea flowers finally. The beet tops are getting big enough to eat. The flower garden is looking awesome. The dill is growing up huge. It's going to be perfect for pickling this year. Tons and tons of flowers. Our snapdragons have started to bloom. So we've got beautiful snapdragons. These were all started from seed in our house. We've got a sunflower that opened up there. All the pansies just keep blooming. Potatoes are finally starting to flourish, and the carrot patch is crazy thick. We've got radishes ready to eat. The herb bed is flourishing and full. We've been using lots of herbs from in there. Everything is doing really well. I am super happy with this garden. The meat turkeys are getting quite huge and should be ready to butcher anytime here soon. All of the roosters are growing like crazy. I've noticed in the last little while their combs have gotten much richer, much more red. They're fighting a lot more, which is good. Stella is doing awesome. She has been a fantastic mom. We've decided to name her little one Small Fry because he's just still so much smaller than the other babies, but he is actually growing really well. It has been super hot again these last few days, so some of the birds have definitely been showing signs of heat stress, so we're making sure that their water is always filled for them. I forgot all about the little guy and walked right into a stick. You all right, Bobo? So with the addition of our 2 new bunnies, we had to do some shuffling. So Franklin had been moved. Franklin is down here now in the old hutch. You can see he's hiding there in the shade. He was moved down into this old hutch because we didn't have room for him in the new ones, and there's actually a lot of space in this hutch, so I wanted him to have lots of space to run around. And he is quite friendly and easy to catch, and our new ones are still a bit shy of us, so I wanted to make sure that we had a tame bunny in a big cage to make it easier for him. Our 2 new rabbits, we did finally settle on some names. So our beautiful blue steel New Zealand doe, we have decided to name Livy. She is just still so beautiful. She just amazes me, the coloration. She's still very dainty, very shy, very feminine. So we are hoping to spend a lot more work with her in the next little while to tame her up to be one of our breeding does. Now this rambunctious boy, we have decided to name Peter Rabbit. Now he is still very nervous and still needs a lot of work. He's really good when he's just in his cage and friendly for just petting, but picking him up, as you can see, he panicked when he could hear my voice. So he still needs some work, but he again is just a very beautiful boy, very full of himself, which is why we named him Peter Rabbit. He is often the noise we hear in the barnyard, tearing around in circles in his cage. We have him in this smaller cage for now because we want to tame him. Being one of the bucks, we want him to still be tame and easy to manage and handle when breeding season comes around. Shadow's little babies just keep getting bigger and bigger, but they are also getting sweeter and sweeter, which has been so much fun. They have become quite the tame little bunnies, which has made it super, super fun here on the homestead, especially for the little ones. So it's sad to see them getting so big, but it's still lots of fun to play with them and spend time with them. The plan was to do this whole video in daylight this afternoon, but the little guy got cranky and the day got away from me. So hopefully you guys can at least see something or at least get something out of what I have to say. The goose flock is doing incredibly well. It is getting harder and harder to tell the babies apart from the parents. As you can see there, they're all standing and it's super hard. There's 10 of them when they're all together like this, and the babies are just growing incredibly fast. These are definitely the fastest growing, healthiest goslings we've ever raised, being with their parents and being on grass 24/7. Setting faster and faster and faster, which is pretty normal for here in the north. So I don't know how much you guys can see because I'm using the camera flash as a flashlight, but things have been really, really crazy around here. Like I mentioned, the berries, like we've just been busy picking lots of berries, spending hours and hours of our time doing that, which is really good. It fills the freezer with those fresh berries for the whole year, especially having toddlers. It just works out really good. So we haven't been able to do a lot of things per se on the farm other than the normal chores, just doing the daily things. But we have had a couple things happen. We did have our first successful turkey hatch, so I will attach some clips of that here for you guys to see. Now, we did also have some turkey heartache. We did end up losing one of our girls from brooding. She died on her nest, and it's something I'd heard about, but I thought was really, really rare, so I wasn't making sure she was getting off the nest because I assumed that in between the chore times she must have been getting up when it was a little bit more quiet and less chaotic to eat and drink, but it turned out she was not eating or drinking at all. And right before her eggs were supposed to hatch at about the 3-week mark, she died on her nest. So her sister ended up taking over the nest right after. So I was really hopeful, but this week I had to remove her sister from the nest and remove all the rotten eggs. One of the eggs had broke and it literally stunk the entire barnyard with rotten turkey egg. So I had to clean out her nest and break her broody cycle, which was absolutely heartbreaking. But that same day when I cleaned her nest out, I needed to clean out the other turkey nest as well because her nest had also been reaching its time that it should have hatched already, and I found that she already did have some babies. So she has been relocated to a safe space with our other broody hen, and our other broody mama is doing really well. So we have a hen with 3 chicks and a turkey mama with 2 poults, and they are all doing fantastic. They are both first-time moms and they are doing really, really well. So it was nice to have that victory after quite a few heartbreaking, unsuccessful hatches with both the chickens and the turkeys. So it was a nice way to finish off the summertime and a nice way to start the new fall hatch season. So that's kind of the update that we had for all of the broody mamas that we've had in the last little while. Now, we are still struggling with a lot of aggression issues with Simon. So this week, our big announcement is we have actually made the decision that it is time to find a new turkey tom, which has not been an easy decision to make because obviously we love Simon. He's been a huge part of our farm and a part of starting this business and this journey. He was our very first turkey, but it's becoming to where it's not a safe environment for us to be in the barnyard when he is free ranging, and I don't want him to have to be locked up all the time. It's not fair to him. And even though I was keeping him locked up to avoid any incidents, he came at me for no reason while I was filling the food and water in the pen, which he hadn't done before. Now, the girls had been broody. There was turkey poults, so I am trying to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was just the girls, but now with both girls removed, he is even more irritated. He's very, very bored. So I think Simon would do best at a farm that either has no boys or only boys or lots of females for him so that he does not get bored. So far, he's only showed aggression towards me. He's not aggressive to my husband. He's not aggressive to Joe. He hasn't been aggressive to any strangers who've come to the farm. It's so far just been me, and I think it's because I'm the one that's constantly disrupting everything, and so it's time that Simon goes. So over the next little while, we will have him available and hopefully find some replacement turkey toms for the next season. So it's very heartbreaking. I've been having a really hard time with it. I haven't posted him for sale yet because I've been quite hesitant about it, but it is time. He came at me again today, and it's not worth it to me to do this and do the farming with the toddlers if it doesn't feel like a safe environment, and I don't want to have any animals on the farm that make this not a safe environment for us all to be in. So it's time for him to move on. So that is our big announcement and turkey news for the week. The goats have been really good. I've been experimenting a little bit more with their feed just to make sure that there's no worm issues, because we did deworm them not that long ago. So I wanted to make sure if I lowered the feed and the production went down, and then upped the feed and the production went up, that I know that it's a feed issue, not a worm issue. And all of my trials and testings have definitely shown that it is feed. Feed is what keeps their production going. So making sure that we try to stay as consistent as we can. Like I said, it's been so busy, so I feel like as long as the goats are milked between 9 and 11 in the morning and 9 and 11 at night, that's as good as we're gonna get right now. So I'm hoping as we approach fall and things settle a little bit, that we'll settle into a better milk schedule. But for now, it's not too bad. We need to install a light in here at some point because I've been milking with a flashlight for the last little while. And so it would be nice to have some sort of light source here in the goat shack for milking. But other than that, things have been going really relatively well. We haven't had any issues with the goats getting out anymore now that we've repaired the fences. So they're all staying in. The pullets are right on the verge of actually starting to lay. So I need to get my coop organized here soon so that our new pullets can go into their secure coop for winter. I don't want to have to move them again when it gets cold because it's really stressful on them. So I want to make sure that everybody gets moved before the season changes. So I'll make sure to get them all organized here soon. But that is my late night milk chat. Well, just have to milk Mama and then I am off to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.